Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shir David, Baruch Hashem. Okay, so today we're going to continue our lessons in Hashem with Siyata D'Shmai, of course, in Likutey Halachos, Hilchos Birchat HaShachar, Halacha Hey 5, and today we're up to Yud 10. Okay? And of course, our learning is always for the well-being of our Chayalim, soldiers and captives, that Hashem should give them the
I think it should also be for the Knesset.
protection. Huh?
I think it also be for the Knesset.
Yeah, okay. Don't get me started. Let's not get started.
What time is Chatzot? Chatzot.
Now? It's early. It's about 12 o'clock. It's about 12 o'clock.
12?
Yeah.
It's my, it gives me the daytime Chatzot, but doesn't give me the night.
It's the same time.
Would it be 12 hours later?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly 12
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
later,
Yeah.
So this is a,
All right, well, let's... What?
Set up the alarm.
Here we go. The rooster will do that.
11:35.
11:35, that early, really?
That's what mine says.
I woke up 12:15, I was wondering if that was...
Okay, so let's learn. Okay, so up to Yud. All right, so now we were discussing up until now this whole the idea of the nikuda of the yadus, you know, that are the actual difference between us and everybody else is on the shama, right? It's a small difference, but it's the difference of the world, right? We are people like they're people, right? But we are just different people than they are. All right?
What's the difference for all the time and the
Well, there's something called, there's a nefesh Bahamas, right? And then there's a nefesh Elikus, right? Right, so they have the nefesh Bahamas.
They don't have it.
And that's why they act the way they act.
They sound like animals.
That's why they act like, yeah, it does. That's what, it sounds like animals. That's what it is. Yeah. And that's why they act the way they act.
Don't they have an excuse then? They can say, well, we don't have the definition.
Yeah, they have an excuse. Yeah, okay. They still have. They do have a free choice, and they do have the 7 mitzvahs, and that's what they're supposed to do. Okay, but anyway, let's work on what we have to do. Okay, now so the Rebbe says here, v'chol zeh. So we have this idea of the nekuda of the Ratzon Elyon up on high, right? We're always trying to connect to Hashem, which is the Ratzon Elyon, right? Okay, Hu Bechinas Pesach. This idea is that that Klal Yisrael was revealed to who we are, and Hashem revealed to us that we are special when it came to Pesach, right? When we and how did we earn that? Via us having Mesiras Nefesh, by following what Moshe Rabbeinu told us, right? We had a little Mesiras Nefesh, right? We took those animals and we prepared them, right, for the Korban Pesach, right? And then we were able to slaughter the animal and put the blood on the doorpost, right? Ubechinas Pesach, v'isur chometz u'mitzvahs achilas matzah. So on Pesach, you know, it says in the Torah, right? We are not allowed to have any chometz, and we have the mitzvah to eat matzah. It's really the only mitzvah that we have, mid'araisa today, of something that we can eat. Do you know that? It's the only mitzvah d'araisa that we have to actually eat something. Right? Torah tells us to eat matzah, right? Torah doesn't tell you to eat anything else. Isn't that interesting? And again, that's why people...
Kiddush is D'Rabbanan.
What's that?
Kiddush is D'Rabbanan.
The D'Rabbanan. Yeah. Yeah. No, but no. Here the Torah tells you something specific. Even Kiddush, I can make Kiddush on challah, I can make Kiddush on wine, right? It's not a specific thing. Here the Torah tells you eat matzah. It's something specific. It's the only one, unless you could tell me something else.
Generally, it says you have to eat.
Yeah. Here the Torah is giving you a specific thing to eat, something specific. Right? And it doesn't usually, okay, we don't have it. I don't know of any other one. If you can think of another one, I'd appreciate it if you could tell me, okay? Okay, K'mavoy al Mamar, Rabbi Seinu Zal, Ein Bein Chometz L'Matzah Ela Mashu. right? There's no difference between the chametz and the matzah, only that mashu, the little thing. So we could say the time, right? Or we could say also in the letter, in the word itself, like we said, in the word itself, right? You have the chametz and matzah, right? So chametz is a ches, mem tzadik, right? Matzah is mem tzadik hey. So the difference is the hey and the ches. So the ches is the line is finished, where the hey, the line is not finished, and that's again a mashu. Right? You have it in the word itself. Something small, right? A little difference. That little, right? Okay, all right. Mashu. Shu bechinas hanukuda kedosha bechinas Moshe she'omed bein shmad l'rotzen. And Moshe Rabbeinu was standing there, and we always learn this concept that Moshe Rabbeinu was standing, protecting him. We learn Moshe Rabbeinu was in each one of us, and therefore we should remember that we have a connection with Moshe Rabbeinu. In the same way, a person would always, it's important because the same way, if you feel you're in the room in the presence of somebody, right, you'll be careful what you do because there's someone there, right? Halachos kama v'kama, if you have, how much more so if you have your Rebbe in the room? How much more so will you be careful that you do the right thing, correct? So if you realize that you have Moshe Rabbeinu the Mamash with us all the time, that's an amazing thing and keeps us between bein shmad l'rotzen. And we said shmad is not just leaving the fold. Shmad is any time you think of doing something contrary to what you're supposed to do. One of the low sases of the Torah and the Rabbanan.
I'm full of shmad.
Huh?
I'm full of shmad.
You're full of, no, you're full of tshuva. Yeah.
Shmad.
No, that's okay. Ki muva b'chol svarim. Here the Rabbi Nosson saying it's brought down in all the svarim and in the Zohar HaKadosh. Shechometz v'pesach hu b'chinas avodah zara el acher ukfiros. Everyone, no one disagrees with this. Everyone agrees with this. That if someone chas v'sholom chooses to eat chametz on Pesach, purposely, right? So this person is if he's serving avodah zarah, he's a heretic, and so on and so on. Right? Why? Because again, the whole idea of Pesach is we became the Jewish people. We have the emunah, and Hashem said, "Don't eat." Okay. Shezel bechinas shmad, bechinas zumas utumas Mitzrayim, shein bechinas klal hashivim hakam. The Mitzrayim was the metropolis at the time, and they had the embassy of all the different 70 nations in their place, and they were like this the tumah. They had all the tumah of all the 70 nations, all that found in Mitzrayim. Like we have it now, all over the country, all over the world, right? You have the embassies, you have all the people, all in all the different places. Yeah, the tumah is all mixed up. We're pretty good, yeah. Yeah, the Yisrael nivcharu oz. And Klal Yisrael, we were chosen then. That's the point. We're going to keep talking about we were chosen because again we're learning about Hilchos Birchas. It's in Hilchos Birchas HaShachar, and we learned about the importance of Hilchos Birchas HaTorah. Right? How important it is to make the blessing, and what's the most important thing in the blessing is to remember Asher Bacha Banu Mikol Ha'amim. We're different. Hashem chose us from all. And when were we chosen? By Pesach. That's when we were chosen. When we were in Egypt, Hashem chose us. Right? No, we were chosen already then, and we were then traveling towards to be worthy to come to Har Sinai. But we were chosen at that time. That's a beautiful idea right there. Then mehem, from them la'am segula, for us to become the am segula, right? The nation of the omen, like you said the other day, right? You said segula is an omen, right? Yeah. So we're a people of omen.
Yeah,
that's why we go to Uman, right? No. Uman sounds the same, right?
It was like treasure. An Am Segula or treasure nation.
A treasure nation.
I don't know if that's.
Okay.
Weren't we chosen earlier than that? I mean, we were.
No, we were chosen as a people then. Avram Avinu, Hashem promised Avram that we will be people, we will go out. But we weren't chosen as the nation to be. Hashem chose us as a people at that time. It's an amazing idea, right? We were chosen at that time. In Mitzrayim, with all of that stuff going on, all the impurity of Mitzrayim. And that's why Hashem chose us. We learned many times. That's why Hashem chose us specifically then to show us that we're His children no matter what we do. No matter what we do and no matter how far we veered away from Hashem, we're still His children. And Hashem showed us that. And He said, B'ni b'chayri Yisrael. When? When we're in Egypt. He didn't tell it to us when we're on Har Sinai. What? No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Unless we eat hametz on Passover.
Well, that's yeah.
That's the acceptable part of it.
Yeah.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah. The person chooses
The
to do
rebellious
it.
child.
Right, he chooses to it. V'nechnalo b'shma yizbarach b'bechinas haratzon. We come to the Rabbeinu Shalom. We come and join with Hashem. Right, we learned all about Hashem's name. Right, His names that He has. Right, and then we learned that our names are partnered with Hashem's name. Right, and all of that comes about then at the night of Pesach. All of that it gets reset. We get reset. And if you think about it, it's very interesting. The night of Pesach, we know that's the Leil Shimurim, right? That's the night of, we're protected on that night, right? It's known as the Leil Shimurim, correct? Everyone agree with that, right? Right. And so, and Hashem, so to say, gives us the preview of what we need for the Sphira at Pesach. On that night, we get everything that we need. We get a tremendous light. A tremendous light comes into us on the night of the Seder, right? And it's interesting that the next morning we say we in the first morning of Pesach we say Tal, right? Right? We say Tal, right? We do the blessing for Tal, right? And when it comes to Shmini Atzeres, right? So then we say the blessing for the Geshem. So do you ever think about why the Geshem's at the end of the holiday? And then when it comes to Pesach, it's at the beginning of the holiday? Well, okay, so Chazal give us many reasons. Chazal give us a reason why, because the people be traveling. They will be traveling, so you don't want to pray for them in the beginning of the day, so they will get rain on the way back. Okay, but let's look at that. That's a practical reason. But I was thinking something interesting, that again, Tal, right? So we know we have the Tal Shel Tchiyah, right? We have the Tal of the dew of light, that's going to bring us life, bring us life again. That's the Tal Shel Tchiyah, right?
That's at the resurrection.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe we bless the blessing for the Tal right after the night of Pesach, that first morning, that we need that extra we need that extra help to get us through the Sphira, so we can make the rectifications we have to make through the Sphira to get the Kabbalah HaTorah. Something to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, something to think about. Why it's not at the end of the holiday and it's at the beginning of the holiday. Okay. Shu b'chinas matzah, that's the whole idea, is matzah. We said that matzah has two properties to it. It's achlosa de svasa, it's achlosa de menusa. Right? Matzah has its medicinal properties to it, spiritual medicinal properties. Let's not get mixed up, okay? Because people say, I don't know, I eat my matzah and I get this in my stomach and that happens and this is that, right? All that stuff, right? But, so how are you going to tell me that? No, it's to help you in the neshama. It's to help on the neshamas, okay? And also it's achlosa de menusa, it's emuna food. So when you eat the why would I eat this matzah, right? It helps because if you don't like it and you eat it, I eat it because I have emuna, right? I don't really like this. Right, especially those that don't eat gebruks, right? You don't put anything on your matzah, right? Those guys that eat the gebruks, they can put all the stuff on it, so it's like a real cracker, right? You can put what you want on it, but if you're just eating it, if you're not eating gebruks, right? You know what that means, right? Yeah. Right, so then you're mamish eating your lishma. What? It's hard, right? But you're doing it lishma. Yeah. Okay. And we said that the chametz is not really the chametz, the physical chametz. Of course, it's the physical chametz, but the main thing is the chametz that goes in our minds. the chametz of the mayach is really much worse than the chametz. But no one's saying that you can't eat chametz. Okay, let's not make. In other words, really, when we talk about chametz, we're talking about let's not introduce all of those things in our minds to defile our thinking. Right? Because again, we have the koyach hamedama, right? So if we can imagine on the Leil Seder, and we're supposed to do that, right? We're supposed to imagine that we were going out of Mitzrayim. And it's as if I'm going out of Mitzrayim. We're going out now. And we imagine the different makkos, and we imagine going through and we imagine everything. So then that sets the mind, right? That resets the mind, and now you start to think about all these beautiful things, right? You're not thinking about all that other stuff. Isn't that a nice idea, right? It just resets the mind. And now you're thinking about all these things that Hashem did for us, and you feel that connection to Hashem. Right? It's a nice idea. And listen, we do this every morning, right? Every morning we finished davening and we said the Oz Yashim Moshe, right? We just crossed through the Yamsuf this morning, right? It's amazing, right? To try to feel that you're part of what you're saying. We're not just reading words, but you have to try to feel that you're part of it, Okay. Now, and then we were saying yesterday, we said this idea, the Baval Yiroa Bal Yimotzei, right? It's a strange thing, right? It's a very strange thing when it comes to chametz. Don't see it, don't find it. Don't look at it, don't see it, don't find it, right? Bal Yiroa Bal Yimotzei, right? That's what it means. You agree with that's what it means, right? Yeah. Right? Okay. Now, la'acha kriyas yamsuf hutra chametz. Oh, but when we finish kriyas yamsuf, so then chametz is permissible after the zman, right, Sean? Not during the morning, right? Okay. Okay. Shvuas mizman matan tereseinu. When it comes to Shvuas, right? When it comes to the holiday of Shvuas. So then what do you do? Umevin chametz daika lekarbin shtei alechem. So that's very interesting. When it comes to Pesach, we're bringing barley, right? It's a barley offering. Why is that? Why is it a barley offering? Because we're showing to Hashem, we're more in touch with our animal instincts. We're more in touch with our nefesh habahamas. We're not in touch with our nefesh elikus. Right, like we were saying before, right? We're in touch with my animalistic kaivas, right? That I have, the desires that I have. So therefore I eat, barley. What do animals eat? They eat barley, right? They eat that kind of food.
Is that sort of like admitting that we're going back to our routine?
No, we fell away. Pesach resets us. But right now we can't really we can't have the chametz. So we eat
Right, he's saying like, hey, look, I'm a good guy. I've been working on myself for the last 20, 30 years. Okay, I get it. I'm graduating from the barley. Okay, even though it's Pesach right now. Right. So why am I going back and eating?
But we all fall aside a little bit, no matter who we are. Right? We can always get a little bit better. What?
Yeah, you go through
That's, okay.
Yeah, we can always get back. We can always get a little bit better. So just to imagine it. Why is it that Hashem tells us to bring barley, and when it comes to Shuas, I'm bringing shtei alechem, I'm bringing bread? Because when I worked my way through the sphera, right? I worked my way. I became more refined. Now I can eat bread. Now I became a person. You see that? It works out. You see? Okay. You ever think of it that way? You never thought of it?
I never heard it say. I heard of this concept he talks about on Hamtin.
Yeah,
when it comes to Shavuot.
Yeah.
That concept of just of waiting and
Hamtin. Yeah.
But this
don't press the envelope, right?
From barley to lechem, which is what we're hopefully doing.
Yes, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah. It's a nice idea, right? Very nice idea. Very refined idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, v'shtei alechem. Okay. Ki yekya ha'geula b'Mitzrayim u'mikol ha'golos v'chol ha'hiskarvus Yisrael Hashem Yisbarach hu b'chinas ha'idei b'chinas pidyonis. It all comes through a pidyon, right? It all comes through a pidyon. We said a pidyon, we translate it as a ransom, right? So we said there's a pidyon, but I don't know if I like that word ransom. Do you like that word ransom for a pidyon?
They use ransom.
A redemption. I would say I'd like to say pidyon can also be a redemption, right? Yeah. To be poda something, like you redeem it, right? Is that way, right? Do you agree with that, right? If I want to be podeh something, I can redeem that thing. I can redeem it. I can take it away from it is. Okay, it's all about pidyonis. Shehu bechinas hamtokas hadinim. That's all about the hamtokas hadin. Shayidei zeh poda isonim mitzrayim. We said yesterday that the Mitzrayim, that in Shemayim the Malachim was screaming, "Why are you saving the Jewish people? These and those are doing the same thing. So why are you saving them?" And Hashem was able to be mamtik the din, right? We said, remember? Right? Hashem would be able to be mamtik the din by HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed them the nekuda that we're different. There's something special about Klal Yisrael. Right? So that was how HaKadosh Baruch Hu did that to be mamtik the din. And we remind ourselves of that each time when we say Birchat HaTorah, Shabacha Bona Mikol Oamen. Right? We keep reminding ourselves of that. Right? K'moishe Kosov, V'hapaydecha mi beis avodim, right? And I take you out of your slavery. It's also a lashon of pidyon, of redeeming you. Right? And through this, HaKadosh Baruch will take us now out of all of our tzaros. Isn't that so nice? The same Hashem that took us out of Mitzrayim, He's always saving us from every tzar. If we can only remember that we're the Bachar Bana Mikol Oamen, right? We have to remind ourselves of that. Right? The nations of the world try to make us forget that. They try to make us forget that, and they try to tell us that they're in charge, and we have to listen to everything they tell us to do, right? Right. But when we recognize that we are Asher Bacha Bana Mikol Oamen, we were chosen because all the nations, like we learned in the story of the exchanged children, so then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will save us from all of our tsar. Isn't that a nice idea? K'may shanu ayrim b'chol yom. Look at that. Look at these words. We say this every day, right? Forever, eternal. Take us out. Hu shemecha, that's your name. Remember we learned all about Hashem's name, right? Hashem does everything in the world to reveal His name. He wants His name revealed in the world. So we ask Hashem, Leman shemecha, for your name's sake. Save me for your name's sake. Right? She'onu mikavim sheyigal v'yifta isonu migolas hamar hazer geula shelema leman shemai. Take us out of this miserable gullus that we're in, this exile that we're in, for what? How? Through your great name. Leman shemai, because of your name. Do it for your name's sake. K'maishe kosev. V'hu yifte es Yisrael mikol avaynasa. Right, we keep saying that, right? Every morning we say it in the Tehillim that we're saying for the Chayil, right? We're saying for the Chayalim. V'hu yifte es Yisrael mikol avaynasa. Hashem will be paid to us, redeem us from all of our sin, right? Umevi goyel livnei v'neim leman shemai. We say that in Shemon Esrei, right? Umevi goyel livnei v'neim. He'll bring geula, he'll bring redemption, livnei v'neim to the children, livnei v'neim leman shemai bi'ahava, right? Isn't that amazing, right? Leman shemai. V'hikehu ha'pidyon ha'elyon ha'koilul hanal. The main thing is the pidyon elyon, because the pidyon that goes up on high, where the angels are constantly bringing opposition against us, and Hashem taps in to this idea that we are the chosen nation. And we are, no matter what the angels are going to say, Hashem will always do that. But when we can remind ourselves of that, in other words, when we can make sure we're believing that, we, so to say, assist Hashem to help us against the opposition on high. You understand? When we believe, Asher Bacha Bana Mikol Oamen, when we believe that, we, so to say, assist Hashem. Not that Chas V'Shalom Hashem needs any assistance, but we so to say assist Him, Kiviyachol, because we're believing what He's trying to sell to the Malachim. So when we believe it, so then it's easier for Hashem, so to say, right? Shu al yedei bechinas estalkus Moshe. This came through when Moshe Rabbeinu left the world. Al yedei bechinas eis rotzon. And when did Moshe Rabbeinu leave the world? Yossi, you never found that, right? You said you were going to check, right?
I checked and they said it's presumed that that's when he died.
You checked?
Yeah.
When it was presumed?
Wikipedia, I think.
No, you have to find out the date.
Wait a second. Wikipedia said that Moshe Rabbeinu died on Shabbos? Really? At Mincha time?
No,
Wow.
that's it. Now I believe it.
Wow,
You said
because
it.
Wikipedia said so.
Wikipedia said-
Wow.
No, but that's okay. Well, that's impressive.
But I think it's just
Where did they get it from?
well, there were
Oh,
three.
from
There was
Google?
Moshe,
Hey, where's Google
it
get it
was
from?
Moshe, and then wasn't Yosef was also died in Shabbat?
The three.
David Miller.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were also
good
born
one.
on Shabbat.
They all
too.
say Moshe and David.
Goes home,
Three.
does things, contemplates, research.
Very good. Color kavod. Very good.
When was Moshe Rabbeinu's yahrzeit?
I was born on Shabbat.
Zion Adar.
He's
Yeah.
also born then?
Yes. Yeah. Haman was very happy when he picked the lottery. He came out to Zion Adar. Because that's when Moshe died. Remember, he was happy about that.
Right.
But he forgot that's when he was born too. Tzaddikim, they live a full life. They live a full life. So they die on the day they were born. It's a full life. Yeah. Okay. Bebechinas Rava the Ravin. So we said that that's the time of the biggest Eis Ratzon of the week. Rava the Ravin, the time of friendship, that time of endearment, when Shabbos is about to leave. Because like when you have a good friend, right, and you're leaving, you're departing, so you feel something really special. You may have spent a couple of hours with your friend, but when that friend is about to leave, you just feel, I wish he could stay a little longer, right?
Shmi Atzeret.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that, like for us also, just so that we understand it. Like you can have a good friend, the person's leaving, so then you start, you feel some special connection to the person. So when Shabbos is leaving, right? Shabbos is about to leave, right? So there's that special endearment. It's a time of endearment between us and Hashem. Shayidei zeh mizbatlin v'nimtokim kol adinim, all the din, all of the judgment can be nullified and sweetened, right? Through at that time. Aval ikar zois hamtaka hu v'zeh hapidyon b'takal shlevis yiyah rak b'vias Mashiach shehu Moshe nishmas Moshe. In other words, the neshama of Mashiach is going to have is going to be from the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu. Isn't that amazing?
From that line? No. No, not that. Meaning, it's going to be a Gilgal.
It'll be from the neshama of it'll be David.
All have that.
I understand, but it'll be more pronounced. Okay, Shenema boy. Look what it says now. Vad atik yoimin mita levusha kisilag chivar. Right. What it means is that it'll be in the form of a person, right? Which will be within the neshama of Mashiach, and it'll come in the time that the Atik Yamin. So the Zohar says it'll be the neshama of Moshe Rabbeinu, whatever that means. But let us not worry about that. Okay, let us not worry about that. We just want to see Mashiach, and whatever the neshama Hashem gives him, Hashem gave him. We'll accept him. Mitz Hashem. Shesham hu bechinas Rava the Ravin ki yadua. That's the time of Rava the Ravin. That's the real time of Rava the Ravin. We're going to leave the Golas, right? When we're going to leave the Golas to come to the true redemption, that'll be the biggest time of Rava the Ravin. It'll be the biggest hamtakas adin at that moment when Mashiach is going to come. All right, v'shvil zeh mo'in. Moshe b'shlichusay harbe. Moshe Rabbeinu he was protesting, right? He was ma'eh, right? He protested against to take on the shlichus, right? He was by the burning bush, right? And he was arguing with Hashem for 7 days. 7 days he had a conversation with Hashem that he didn't want to go through this mission to take out the Jewish people. Let's see why. V'omar, shalach no biyat tishlach. Hey, Send out the Jewish people from somebody else. Why do you have to say, why me? Why you want me? Who am I? Ki yadei ani she'enei goy lam lost, because I know that I'm not going to be the guy that's going to take them out in the end of time. Lost love. I know that I'm not going to be the one that's going to bring the final gula. Although Moshe Rabbeinu brought us the gula from Mitzrayim, and we really certainly needed that at that time, right? But Moshe Rabbeinu's.
Did they say the Gula could have come except for the golden calf at that time? Mm-hmm. So Moshe would have been the one bringing it back.
But Moshe knew already. He saw ahead. Yeah, we didn't know. He saw ahead. He saw ahead, and he knew. He may have not have known exactly what we were going to do exactly, but he saw that it wasn't going to work out. It wasn't going to work out the way he would like it to work, the way he was hoping for. Rashi explains that also, right? He knew that he didn't have the wherewithal within himself in order to fulfill the final pigeon. He understood how he knew who he was, and he knew his capabilities, and he knew he could not at that time bring the final gula. He knew he couldn't. But you see, through his life, he tried to get to Eretz Yisrael. He tried, because he knew if he can get to Eretz Yisrael, something can change. And he was trying always to change it. Right? Was he davened 515 tefillas, please Hashem, let me in. Right? Until Hashem said to him, shtoik, right? Keep quiet, no more. Because I'm going to have to take the world back to nothing. Because again, Hashem has the plan for the world, and the tzaddik could change it. But it would not have worked out good for Klal Yisrael had he have changed it. Because we know that when it came to Tisha B'Av, right, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took out his anger on the Eitzim and the Avonim. Right? He took out his anger on the wood and the stone of the Beis HaMikdash. And he saved us. But had Moshe Rabbeinu brought us into Eretz Yisrael, and the Beis HaMikdash would have been built, and we would have fallen away like we did, so then we would have had a problem. We would have had a problem. What would have been the problem? Hashem would not have destroyed the Beis HaMikdash if Moshe Rabbeinu was the one that built it.
So why?
We wouldn't have gone off the derech.
But Moshe Rabbeinu and Hashem both knew we were going to go off.
But
It was in the car. Yeah.
why would we fall off the wagon if he was looking to do a tikkun for that final point?
Because the world wasn't ready yet. The world wasn't ready for it. We weren't ready.
As opposed to now, when Mashiach comes,
Oh boy.
we're, so to speak, ready, more ready than them. I mean,
Well, we went through a
I'm not
lot.
gonna
We
fall off
went
the wagon.
through a lot, Yossi. We went through a
Those
lot.
guys came out of being thrown into furnaces and babies and bricks, and I mean they had a rough go too.
They're doing the same thing today, right? Yeah. It's amazing, right? B'shleimus gama ki im la'acher histalkusei she istalik l'shah. Moshe Rabbeinu had to be mistalik. He had to pass away. He knew he wasn't going to live forever. He knew he was going to pass away. Because there's going to be such a din in the world. It's going to be such a strong judgment. Through the kfira, all the heresy. Through the enlightened movement and all of them, go through Tanakh. Look through Tanakh. Look at all the mistakes that we made, constantly made mistakes. And the Nevi'im was screaming at us and we didn't listen, right? The Nevi'im were telling us, hey guys, this is going to happen. And we saw that the Nevuos were coming true. And we still couldn't help ourselves. It's amazing. Oy. Because we didn't yet leave totally. We didn't yet leave totally from the shmad to the rotzen. We didn't leave that shmad. We didn't leave that idea. We thought we still need to do these things. I'm attached to my things. I can't exactly leave. I can't exactly go to be who I really want to be because I'm stuck with these things. I'm stuck. I don't feel I could let go. I don't feel I could let go of these things. I still need them. Oy. Okay, Aval Hashem Yisbarach, Hilchrichu Leilech, Hashem, so to say, coerced Moshe Rabbeinu, you're going to go. You're the man. You're the right man for the job. V'yivtichoi she'af al pi, chen, yigal es Yisrael v'yisku l'kabel es HaTorah b'shvuas. And he promised him that even though you're going to bring the Gula for Yisrael, they're going to go out of Mitzrayim, and then we're going to accept the Torah when it comes to the Yom Tov Yeshuas. K'maishe Kosev, V'yitziyacha es ha'omni Mitzrayim, Tavdun es ha'alikim, right? Where? On that mountain. Tavdun es ha'alikim, right? On the mountain. Which mountain? Har Sinai, right? Hainu, shevtichu, that he promised that she yikablu as a Torah, B'shuas v'oz yisku l'oras harotzan, then we'll come to the oras harotzan, right? We'll have that. And before Shuas, before we had the Torah, we knew certain things. Hashem gave us a few mitzvahs, right? He gave us a few mitzvahs. We had Kiddush HaChodesh, right? We had the mitzvah Shabbat. He gave us a few different things, right? We had Pesach. We had a few different things, but we didn't have the bulk of our mitzvahs, right? We didn't have the bulk of our mitzvahs. But after came Shuas, that's when we were connected to the Ratzon Hashem, right? The Ratzon Hashem is the Torah. Right, we became one with Hashem. Right, we became one by Yetzias Mitzrayim, and it was completed when we accepted the Torah on Har Sinai. Okay, Kamei number V'seinu Zal B'shuas Nidma Lahem Kizokein Molei Rachamim. Right, the Medrash says that when it came to Kabbalah HaTorah, right. And we saw when Hashem opened up the Zion Rekiim, He opened up the seven firmaments, right? And we saw, and we were able to see an image. Again, it's nothing physical, but whatever we saw, it looked like an image of an elderly person that was Molei Rachamim. That's what we saw.
Remind me again of the seven firmaments.
When Hashem opened up everything He opened up the whole everything at Kabbalah HaTorah. So when we were there, we were able to see. We had a vision of
the beginning to the end.
Yeah, we saw a lot.
What's firmaments?
The Rekiim, the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say Rekiim?
I'm asking this.
Well, I think
like a universe.
I try to think. I try to think of these words.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Molei Rachamim. Shu bechinas eis rotzah. That's the time of eis rotzah. That was the biggest time of eis rotzah, right? And every time, listen to this. You could do this every morning when you're saying your Birchat HaTorah. You can make this. You could tap into this eis rotzah also. You could tap into it, right? When you're realizing you're saying the words Asher Bocha Bona Mikol Olam. Shalom said the other day the sons of Rebbe used to take 20 minutes to say his Birchat HaTorah, right? He was tapping into the eis rotzah. He was tapping into that time. He was tapping into that. You understand? We can do that. We can do it when we realize that Hashem uses this technique in order to fight off the opposition of the angels, the prosecuting angels in Shemayim, to protect us, right? So when we believe it, right, and we strengthen it via our belief when we're saying it. So we give, so to say, we give our Kodesh Baruch Hu more ammunition against our opposition. Isn't that a nice idea? Yeah.
It is very nice idea. You're saying that, the biggest point in mankind of being able to, so to speak, have nevuah and powers and be able to see things that we simply can't imagine was at Ma'amad Har Sinai.
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, Ma'amad Har Sinai, they were able to see something so deep and so profound that nobody since or after has ever seen. And what they did see at the top was Eis Ratzon.
Yeah.
Was Molei Rachamim.
Yes.
They actually saw, so to speak, it's all a game. Yes, I suffered. Yes, I was in slavery. Yes, it's been rough. Yes, it will be rough. But at the top,
I see that it's all good.
Really
I see it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
They could see the top.
They saw at that time. Well, it says that even the Shivcha by Kabbalah HaTorah, Ra, Masha Loi Ra, Yecheskel ben Buzi. Right? Yecheskel ben Buzi, he saw the Meiser Merkava. Right? That was great. That was great. We don't know, we have no idea what that is, right?
Yeah.
Try to study that and what is that? But it says that what the Shifcha saw at Har Sinai, when we were by Kabbalah HaTorah, she saw more than even Yecheskel saw.
Right.
And so how much more
The people saw. The people saw what we saw. What we saw when we were there.
What they came back with.
That's what it came back with. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Oh yeah. Shua Sarah Tikune the Dikna, Shloish Esrei Tikune the Dikna, which is attached again to the 13 points of the beard, right? Which is the Yud Gimel Midas Harachamim, right? Where we say was when we made the brachas on the Chanukah menorah, right? Right. When we made that bracha, it was 13 connecting to the Yud Gimel Midas Harachamim, right? All connected. Kamuva be'idra Rabbah. In the part of the Zayah, B'kavanis, Sheb'shuas Oilim L'sham, on Shvuas, we can come to that place of Ratzon. When it comes to the holiday of Shvuas, we come to that place, we come to the 50th gate on Shvuas. Shvuas is the 50th gate, right? And we can tap into that. But I'd like to extend it to say that every morning is another Kabbalah HaTorah on some level, right? Every morning is a Kabbalah HaTorah, right? And every morning you could try to tap into this idea of this Ratzon, to tap into this Ratzon when you're saying your Birchat HaTorah. Right? It's an amazing idea. Why can't I try to do that? It's a nice thing, right? I want to connect to Kabbalah. It's Birchat HaTorah. Right? I'm accepting the Torah again. Right? Okay, it's not on it's something personal that I'm doing, right? When it comes to Shuas, we're doing it as we're accepting the Torah as a people. You understand? But every day, why can't I accept it also and feel that Ratzon, feel that connection to Hashem? And if you do that again, it'll help you during the day to feel, wait a second, here, I'm connected to the Torah. Wait a second, I gotta be careful what I'm doing. Right? It'll help us have we'll be more conscious, we can be more conscious of what we're doing during the day when we realize, wait a second, I'm connected to the Torah, I made this blessing today. Right? Okay. Kikir eskarvis Yisrael Hashem Yisbarach Hoya b'shas matan Torah oz niskarvu ki geirim shem is geirim. Then we were like geirim, then we were megayim. Well, actually, if you think about it, the Chassam Sofer has a beautiful teaching when it comes to in Parashas Yisro. He has a beautiful idea. He says, how do you know that we were like geirim? How do you know that we were mamash geirim? How we were new people? He says that Moshe Rabbeinu had divorced his wife. Moshe Rabbeinu had divorced his wife. But he took his wife back. Hey, wait a second. Moshe Rabbeinu was considered a Kohen, right? Can a Kohen be machzer his grusha?
Yeah, can
He can't take back his grusha, right? If a Kohen divorces his wife, he can't get her back again, right? So it says the Chassam Sofer, that's the proof that we were mamish geirim, because we became the Jewish nation at the time of the accepting of the Torah, when we accepted the Torah.
That's what you were saying, how God chose us.
He chose us in Mitzrayim, but we became the nation.
Okay.
He chose us to be the nation. We became the nation at Maimon Har Sinai. Okay, so he says that we became a new nation. So therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu was able to take back his wife because she was never his wife before. They're new. A ger is kikatan shenaydel dami, right? It's like when we go to a mikveh, it's the same idea, right? Same idea. It's like I just came about. So therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu was able to take back his wife. Look it up, you'll see that it's a beautiful understanding from the Chassam Sofer. Okay, what? You don't like that idea?
No, because the Moshe, they can say Moshe Rabbeinu is going, he can't marry Gyaris either.
But we were all Giyayim. We were all.
Say it, it's a good song. Say it.
Listen to me. Listen. You want to argue with the Chassam Sofer? Kol hakavod. Okay, I don't suggest we do that. Okay, Kamei Perish Rashi Sham she is Gairu Ki Geirim, right? Rashi explains that we were mamish megaya ki gerim, all of us. Shalom. It wasn't that she was a ger. We were all gerim. We were all gerim. We were all okay. Shetzrichen is gaya al yedei hazoah utfila. Right, a ger has to have both. He has to have the mila, he has to have a bris mila, and he has to go to the mikveh. Right, those are the two things. Those are the two things a ger has to do. Right, he has to get a bris mila, and he has to go to the mikveh. Okay, v'ikir is karvus hagerim hu al yedei bechinas pidyon. The way the gerim come around is through pidyon. Right, in other words, they're being pulled there from the shmad. They're coming to the rotzen. Right, they're being redeemed from the shmad. From the idol worship, from all the nations of the world, the ideologies of the world. They're being redeemed from the ideologies of the world to become a Jew, right? So that's a pidyon. We can go from Shmad l'Rotzen through Moshe Rabbeinu, because again, Moshe Rabbeinu, when we realize that we have Moshe Rabbeinu, we have his Torah, and his Torah is connected with us. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. Shal Yodai Niskayru v'Yikablu HaTorah. Through Moshe Rabbeinu, we were Megayer, and we were able to accept the Torah. It's a beautiful understanding. The teaching is amazing. But just to realize, try to remember, when you're saying the Birchat HaTorah, try to picture this Ratzon, picture the pidyon. The same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu is doing that every day with us. He's trying to, he's fighting off the opposing angels. And again, Hashem doesn't have to do anything. He set this up. He set this up this way. Think about this for a moment. He set it up this way that the angels will be opposing. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu will fight them. So that we can strengthen our ratzon, we can strengthen our connection to the Torah, so Hashem can use it. It's all part of the Bechira. Really, Hashem doesn't have, he can make the angels disappear. He doesn't have to deal with any opposing angels. But Hashem chooses all of these things. It's not like he has to fight with the angels. No, he chooses to have the angels. He chooses to have the opposition. He chooses that we should want to choose him. You understand? Everyone, we should be zeichet to that. We should have a wonderful day. And here, B'sayros Tovos. Amen.